Today we received a request to review Mr. Butcher. I'm going to do a general overview, but you guys also had a couple of very specific questions, just because of the market you're in terms of meat and being able to sell in specific quantities in terms of weight. So let's take an overview first. So big thing, you guys need to have a hero banner image. It looks like you guys are using the simple theme, which is actually a great choice for this kind of store because it always shows the different options on the left-hand side. So this is just looking at the simple theme on the Shopify theme store. So currently you guys kind of have it looking more like this, but you need to have a hero banner there with some of your incredibly delicious looking meat, saying, buy now or something to that extent. I mean, you can have multiple different images, like in this one here. They have the multiple different images. Typically, I'm not a fan of the rolling hero banner. Normally, I just like to have a single image, but in your case, it could be good. Or you can just have it as a single image. But the big thing is that you need to have an image there. This is your major call to action where you want to say buy now, shop now, something to that extent. And like you guys have some amazing images on here, like making my mouth water. You guys have some great images, so you need to show those off, and you need to have that right there, right at the front, so that people are encouraged to actually purchase it. So there's a couple base mistakes that you need to change. First off, you need a favicon for your link. I mean, you can see I've got multiple different links here, and yours has this little globe because there is no favicon. We've got a link that we'll put in the description here on a video that we have on how to do that. Similarly, you have Powered by Shopify at the bottom here. We also have a video for that, so I'll put a link for that there. Now that we're at your footer, there are a couple additional links that you need here. Uh, if we take a look at our dummy store here, you can see that we have a number of things like contact us, privacy policy, refund policy, because I mean, this is a big thing for you guys. You don't really refund me. So, yeah, unless something's horribly wrong. So you guys need to define those things as well as like your terms of service. Shopify does make it easy for you to create these policy pages. They're actually, a lot of them can be pre-made and then you edit them. Again, we've got a video for that, which I'll put a link to hopefully help you out. But definitely include that there. You need that in your footer. The next thing I notice is that although you have your logo here, I mean it's not very obvious it's saying what your store name actually is. So I love the logo. You should definitely use that as like your favicon. The only thing is that it's not a PNG image, so you can actually see that it's a different color from the background. You can notice that it's a square there. So you want to make sure this is a PNG image just so that you can actually have a perfectly white background. And you need to add, Mr. Butcher here as like text so that people can actually see the name of your store. Another big thing is that you are a locally sourced business, and that is something huge that you can capitalize on. So you should definitely put that information right below your hero banner once you have that hero banner in there. Some of this information here you can maybe shorten or change. You don't want to have these periods there having a space between paragraphs, or just simply the fact that this is bold and this is not. I mean that's sufficient. You don't need to have those periods in there. So finally, the big thing that you're having issues with is the fact that although some of your products are, you get 6 ounce steaks and you get a certain quantity of them, some of yours are, for example, this beef tenderloin, it's based per pound, and that depends on how heavy the meat is. So there are a lot of situations on Shopify where you have customers specifying the amount of a product. So let's say you're getting rice and you want, I don't know, a pound of rice, 2 pounds of rice, that sort of thing, where the customer is defining how much of a product they want, and there's a ton of apps for that. You guys are on the flip side in that you make a cut of beef tenderloin, you weigh it out, and then you have a price for that. So it's very difficult to handle that sort of thing. I do have a suggestion. It's not perfect, but it's the best that you can do given the situation. So on our dummy site here, what I've done is I just copied the image of your thing, just settled a beef tenderloin, and then you can see that I have put in weights as variants, and then I put in a couple different weights here. And if I click the different weights, then it will show up as different prices. So let's go to the back end and see what that looks like. So here's the dummy product here. You can see that I've added these in. And so I've set the quantity to 1 and made sure that Shopify will not continue selling after this quantity has met 0. So each of these is a one-off. What I would suggest is if you have, the start of the day or the week or whatnot, you make a couple cuts and you add them as additional variants. So after you've created a product in Shopify, it is very obnoxious to try and add variants. So you can do it. You can, like, let's say for our product, we're going to add a variant, and let's say, I don't know, this is 5.6 pounds. And then you can update the price using a calculator. I mean, I'm just going to I'm just going to leave it as is just so I don't have to go through that process. Same sort of thing, you put a quantity of 1, track the quantity, and just make sure that you don't check off the box that says continue selling when out of stock. Once that's all done, you can click save, and that'll add it as another variant right here. Now, this is pretty obnoxious and it is going to take you some time. There's another way to do it, but it's a little bit more complex. The thing is that you're kind of between a rock and a hard place. So you can either continue to do it as you currently do, which is basically, when you deliver it, selling in person, actually charging the customer upon delivery, or you could do something like this. So there is another way of going about editing your variant options. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it unless you really know what you're doing, but I will show it to you because you might be able to do things faster this way. So first off, what I would do is I would add a tag to all of your products that are, based on catch weight. So, I've added a tag here, catch weight. I mean, you just type it in and add it. And you can do this with all your products that are catch weight and then exclude anything that's not. This will be obvious in a second. So if we go to all products, we can then filter our products by anything that has a catch weight. So I can just type that in here. You can then click to select all of them that have a catch weight. And then what you can do is you can actually export it into a CSV file. Now make sure you only select the 2 products that are matching this, and then export it into Excel. What you end up with is a CSV Excel file where you have your different products and your different product variants. So for example, let's say with our beef tenderloin, we wanted to add a new one. We could insert a new line there. We can copy this and paste it in here. Then what we can do is we can edit the weight of this, so whatever it may be. So let it say it's like, how about 5.8? Why not? So 5.8. You then can go over here and update the price. I mean, I'm just gonna say it's 180. It's probably not, but there you go. And then what you can do is save this and then go back to Shopify. And once you've updated that, you can click on import. You add the file in there, and then you click on overwrite any current products that have the same handle. So this is going to overwrite any of your current stock that you have for the products that you've exported and then are going to re-import. Like I said, it can save you a lot of time because then you can edit a lot of the options at the same time, a lot of the prices at the same time. Just really make sure that you know what you're doing if you're going to go through this method. I would still kind of recommend just going through the normal Shopify side of things and just doing it within the product variants here. But know that there is another way that you can do it. Just know, like, messing with CSV files is probably the riskiest thing you can possibly do in Shopify, so just keep that in mind if you're going to do it. So given your situation, you can definitely continue to do it the way that you're doing it right now. You've got the estimations there, and with every Shopify plan, you're entitled to the basic Shopify point of sale. So you can always go and grab a chip or card reader from them. Most of them are specifically oriented towards iPhones. You do not have to use a card reader from Shopify. So take a look there. Some of them can be useful. Some of them, you could just get from, a different thing. Shopify, unlike its online store, will not do an extra percentage charge on top of whatever you sell in person. So, it might be the simplest thing to do just to continue to, do the purchase at the door with the customer. So let's take a look at your Shopify SEO. If we take this product here and we take a look at it on our SEO site, we can see there's a lot of great things. Shopify automatically grabs your product description and uses that as your SEO. So it's not bad. What I would suggest adding is a couple things. You want to say locally sourced. You want to say your location because you're only in Toronto, Canada. So, locally sourced, Toronto, Canada. Make sure that those are all included in there. Butcher, fresh meat. So if you were to go into your product and scroll down, you can click on Edit Website SEO. But yours will have all this information here. And let's say it was like that. So then you can go in and edit and add in okay, like Toronto, Canada, etc., etc. You want to update this in order to ensure that you are getting the correct traffic to your store, because if I'm coming from the States or from the other side of the country, you're not going to be able to deliver. So make sure that you specify that. That'll help get native traffic from Google that is specific to you. The last thing I said, and I kind of mentioned it before, was re-emphasize who you are. You are, family business, local business. Just emphasize on that. Support local businesses. I love that you have a bit about our story. Maybe add in, a couple other things. It's just you really want to make it so that it's really about, okay, I know that I'm supporting local business. You might want to add in some certifications. Like there's a couple clip art for like certified local trade or certified AAA beef or Canadian beef. There's a lot of different clip art that you can put there that you can insert, especially just at the bottom of your website. Just you could even put in your footer so that's in every single page, just so that it makes sure that you're really capitalizing on who you are, because this is a huge thing right now that people want to do. That's it for now. I really hope that helps you out, and I'll catch you next time. Looking to improve your store? Hire a geek. We offer individual store optimizations, one-on-one training, as well as workshops. Check out the description below for more information.